It's reading time. You can read with the Wiggles or read by yourself. It was nearly Christmas and everyone in Wiggleland was so busy. So Wags decided to go to the park to play on his favourite swing. To his surprise, someone was already there. "Hello," said Wags in a friendly voice, holding out his paw. "I'm Wags." "Hello," said a sad little voice. "I'm the fairy on the Christmas tree. At least, I was, but nobody will want me now." "Why ever not?" asked Wags. "The Wiggles have a Christmas tree, and I know they'll need a fairy to put on top." "They won't want me," said the fairy. "Just look at me." And she got off the swing. "Oh dear," said Wags. "You are in a bit of a mess, aren't you?" "I certainly am," answered the fairy. "Once I was the loveliest fairy in the world. My dress sparkled, my wand glittered, and my tiara twinkled. I stood on top of the Christmas tree and watched everyone put their presents underneath. On Christmas morning I'd see all the happy faces, and people would look at me and say how beautiful I was. But now my dress is torn, and my wand is broken, and I've lost my tiara. I'm not looking forward to Christmas at all." And she began to cry. Wags patted her. "Please don't cry. Perhaps my friend Dorothy the dinosaur could help you." Just at that moment, Dorothy the dinosaur came to the park looking for Wags. She saw the fairy, and Wags told her about the problem. Dorothy thought for a while. "Hey, I can make you a dress out of rose petals," she offered. "That's very kind of you," said the fairy. "But the fairy on the Christmas tree always has a white sparkling dress." "Perhaps Captain Feathersword might have an idea," suggested Wags. "Let's call him." "Oh, I'm not much good with dresses," said the captain when the others explained the problem. "But if the little lady needs a wand, I could let her have one of my feather swords." "Thank you," said the fairy. "But the fairy on the Christmas tree really needs a wand that glitters." "Hey, here comes Henry. Do you think he might be able to help?" asked Dorothy. Henry thought carefully. "Oh, I don't know much about fairies or Christmas trees, but I could ask the mermaids if anyone has a glittery tail to spare. Oh, yeah." "You're all very kind," said the fairy, "but it doesn't sound as if you are able to help me. I really do need a sparkling dress, and a glittering wand, and a twinkling tiara." "You know me, hearties," said Captain Feathersword. "I think this is a case for our friends the Wiggles." He turned to the fairy. "They're full of good ideas. I'm sure they'll know what to do. And here they are. Woohoo!" Everyone talked at once and tried to explain the problem. The fairy shrank into the background. She didn't know these new people and felt very shy. "One at a time," laughed Greg. "What's all this about a fairy? Dorothy, you tell us." Dorothy brought the fairy forward and introduced her to the Wiggles, explaining the problem. The Wiggles thought hard. "I don't suppose some yummy food would help?" asked Anthony. The fairy shook her head. "I could play my guitar," offered Murray. "We could sing you to sleep," suggested Jeff. "I don't see how that would help," said Greg doubtfully. "You're all so generous," replied the fairy. "But you see, the fairy on the Christmas tree has a kind of magic about her, and ordinary solutions won't work." "Of course," said Greg. "Magic! Why didn't I think of that before? Where's my magic wand?" And he took it out of his pocket. "I'll need help," he told the others as the fairy stood before him. "I can only do one thing at a time. Now, where should we start?" "Oh, she needs a wide, sparkling dress," offered Henry. "Close your eyes, everyone," cried Greg, "and think white, sparkling dress." Greg waved his wand, and at once the fairy was wearing a shimmering, sparkling gown. Everyone clapped. "Now for the glittering wand. Concentrate, everyone." The wand glittered like diamonds. And the twinkling tiara. Ready? Greg waved his wand once more, and the fairy's tiara twinkled like the stars. Oh, thank you, laughed the fairy, clapping her hands. Now all I need is someone who wants a fairy for the Christmas tree. The Wiggles and their friends looked at each other. Murray bowed. Would you be our fairy? He asked. The fairy curtsied. I would love to, she said. And that is how it was. The fairy sparkled and glittered and twinkled on the Christmas tree, and everyone said it was the best Wiggly Christmas they'd ever had.